They set him up. This how you know they set him up. Because what they doing in Texas is to get killed. Yeah, he got killed in Texas because he came to pick up the bag. And when he came to pick up the money, they killed him because he showed his face. Because they showed his face.
Sauce Walka has reportedly been named a suspect in the Sayso P murder case from last year, and if the allegations are true, this story is a grim reminder that not everyone you call a homie is really on your side. Behind the drip videos, the TSF chains, and the flashy image, Sauce Walka is accused of being involved in a setup that ultimately led to the death of his own artist in a Memphis hotel parking lot. The truth surrounding what happened to COP is far darker than most people realized. So let's rewind and break down how all of this unfolded. Before the deal, before the fame, before TSF, Sayso P was a young artist chasing a way out. He wasn't just another street rapper. He had talent, charisma, and real hunger. He was grinding independently, dropping music on SoundCloud, performing locally, and slowly building a loyal following. Anyone in the music game knows that's the hardest part, getting noticed. Talent alone isn't enough without the right connections. That's where Sauce Walka entered the picture. Sauce Walka, a well-known Houston figure and the face of the sauce factory, had spent years building his brand. By the time he met Sayso P, he had the power to change someone's life with a deal. Through mutual industry connections, the two linked up. Sayso P was hungry and eager, and Sauce saw potential, someone he could mold and profit from. When Sauce signed him to TSF, Sayso P believed he had finally made it. He began repping the label heavily, appearing in videos, performing alongside Sauce, and living the lifestyle he'd always dreamed of. From the outside, it looked like a perfect situation. But in the streets, loyalty often disappears once money enters the picture. While Sayso P was signed, he was still tied to his past, and according to street sources, that past came back hard. Word is that Sayso P allegedly ran off on major plugs in Memphis, taking large amounts of product on consignment and never paying it back. We're not talking small money here. Reports claim it was hundreds of thousands of dollars, possibly around $200,000. In street terms, that's a death sentence. That kind of loss doesn't get forgiven. Sources say the Memphis plugs began hunting for him, pulling strings and tracking his movements. Eventually, instead of going straight for Sayso P, they allegedly went to Sauce Walka. According to Street Talk, Sauce was given an ultimatum: deliver your artist to Memphis or become a target yourself. To make it worse, it's alleged they offered Sauce money to cooperate, blood money for setting up his own artist. This is where the accusations get truly dark. Allegedly, Sauce Walka chose self-preservation and the bag over loyalty. Instead of warning Sayso P or helping him escape the danger, he is accused of agreeing to bring him to Memphis under false pretenses. A real boss might have found another way, paid the debt, helped him disappear, or at least warned him. But according to the streets, Sauce didn't do that. In February 2025, Sauce Walka and Sayso P traveled to Memphis and checked into the Westin Hotel. Sayso P posted on Instagram showing the hotel and their location. Some blamed him for moving recklessly, but others believe the posts were encouraged to make the trip seem normal. The footage clearly showed the hotel name, making it easy for anyone watching to know exactly where they were. Security footage later captured what happened next. A car pulled into the parking lot calmly, without drawing attention. Shooters jumped out immediately and opened fire without hesitation. Gunshots rang out across the lot, people scattered, and chaos erupted. Sayso P was killed, while the person who was supposed to protect him stood nearby. If these allegations are proven true, this isn't just a story about street violence. It's a story about betrayal, greed, and how dangerous power dynamics can become when money outweighs loyalty. This case is still unfolding, but one thing is clear. In this game, trust can get you killed, and sometimes the closest people are the most dangerous ones.
Town shooting near FedEx Forum that killed Memphis rapper Sayso P and injured Houston rapper Sauce Walka.
Sauce Walka was reportedly hit in the leg, but the injury was minor. He survived with barely a scratch, while his artist was killed right beside him. Now, nobody's saying a gunshot to the leg isn't serious, but when you compare that to what happened to Sayso P, the situation starts looking real questionable, real suspicious. Some people even went as far as speculating that Sauce Walka may have shot himself in the leg to make it look like he was a victim too, just to throw investigators off. There's no proof of that, but the fact that people are even entertaining that idea tells you how off this whole situation feels. Fans immediately picked up on it. Social media lit up with people asking the same questions. How does Sauce Walka barely get touched, but Sayso P ends up dead? Why were all the shots focused on Sayso P? To a lot of people, it didn't look random at all. It looked like a setup. The streets had already been whispering, but now even casual fans were connecting the dots. Comment sections were flooded with accusations, people calling Sauce Walka out, saying he sacrificed his own artist. And when you really break it down, the details only make it look worse. Sauce Walka is a well-known Houston figure. He's taller, more recognizable, more famous, more valuable in every sense. More money, more jewelry, more clout. Meanwhile, Sayso P was the lesser-known artist standing next to him. So ask yourself this: if this was a random hit or a robbery gone wrong, why wouldn't the shooters target the bigger name? Why wouldn't they go after the person with more status and more value? Instead, they pulled up and zeroed in on Sayso P, while Sauce Walka walked away with a graze to the leg. That math doesn't add up. The only explanation that makes sense to a lot of people is that the shooters knew exactly who they were there for. They had a specific target, and that target was Sayso P. Sauce Walka getting clipped in the leg almost feels like it was meant to make the scene look believable, like he was in danger too. But once again, that's speculation. Still, the optics are terrible, and it didn't take long for law enforcement to start digging into it. Security cameras at the hotel reportedly captured everything: the car pulling up, the shooters jumping out, the gunfire, and the vehicle speeding away. Within days, investigators had already identified 2 suspects. One of those names was Kevin Brown.
Memphis rapper from last spring, 23-year-old Kevin Brown is facing several charges, including first-degree murder. Investigators say he shot and killed Sayso P. His real name is Latorian Hunt.
There was reportedly another shooter whose face ended up blasted all over the news. And this is where the story allegedly gets even darker. According to street rumors, that shooter fled back to Texas, specifically Houston, Sauce Walka City, Sauce Walka's territory. Now think about that for a second. Why would a shooter from Memphis run straight to Houston after a murder? Why would he go to the home city of the same person who was at the scene when everything went down? The streets say it's because he went there to collect his payment from Sauce Walka. And if that's true, this is where the situation turns cold-blooded. When you're involved in something that serious, the last thing you want is loose ends. A shooter whose face is all over the news is a liability. That's someone who could fold under pressure, someone who could talk, someone who could connect dots the wrong people don't want connected. Word on the street is that when this shooter arrived in Houston to collect his money, he was killed. Found dead, eliminated. The same person who allegedly paid him to take out Sayso P allegedly had him silenced too. Why? Because dead men can't talk. Because he could have linked Sauce Walka directly to the hit. Let that sink in. If the allegations are true, that would mean setting up your own artist, paying for his death, then killing the person who carried it out just to cover your tracks. That's not business. That's not street code. That's calculated betrayal. And this is why the story has the entire hip-hop community talking. This isn't just about one artist losing his life. This is about loyalty being completely erased. This is about money becoming more important than the code. This is about young artists thinking a deal means protection, when sometimes it means the opposite. In the streets, everyone knows snitching is considered the ultimate violation. But setting up your own people, that's just as bad, if not worse. Being the reason your own artist ends up in a casket is a level of betrayal the streets don't forget and don't forgive. That's how you get labeled a snake for life. That's how people start questioning every move, every invite, every business opportunity. The music industry is full of predators, people who see young, hungry artists as assets, not humans, opportunities to exploit, names to profit from, pieces that can be sacrificed when things get hot. And most of the time, artists don't realize it until it's too late. They're desperate to make it. They don't ask questions. They don't read contracts. They don't protect themselves. That's why this situation is a warning. Just because someone signs you doesn't mean they're loyal. Just because they put you on doesn't mean they won't throw you under the bus to save themselves. The industry is full of vultures, and some of them smile in your face and hand you a chain. People have been talking for years about how Sauce Walka moves, how he's been around multiple shootings and always seems to walk away untouched, how people around him end up dead or locked up while he stays clean. To many, the Sayso P situation only confirmed the suspicions they already had, that he'll do whatever it takes to protect himself, even if it means sacrificing his own people. At the end of the day, this isn't just about Memphis. It's about loyalty, betrayal, and what happens when the wrong people are given power over young artists' lives. It's about bosses who are supposed to protect their artists, but instead use them as shields when the pressure gets too heavy. And for those calling themselves leaders and mentors, understand this: loyalty isn't just a word you rap about. It's a code you live by when it costs you something, when it's inconvenient, when it's dangerous. That's what separates real leaders from opportunists. As for Sauce Walka, the streets are watching. The culture is watching. You can dodge rumors, but you can't dodge karma forever. And if these allegations are true, he'll have to answer eventually. Not maybe in court, but to something bigger. Sayso P's name won't be forgotten. His story is a cautionary tale for every young artist chasing a dream. Watch who you trust. Watch who you sign with. Watch who you call family. Because in this game, the person smiling in your face might be plotting your downfall. Rest in peace to Sayso P. Gone too soon. Betrayed by the ones who were supposed to protect him. The streets will remember. The culture will remember. And hopefully his story saved the next artist from making the same fatal mistake. What do you think? Are these allegations believable, or is this all just street rumors gone too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay locked in for more real stories behind the headlines. Until next time, stay safe, stay sharp, and watch who you call your homie. These streets aren't loyal, and apparently, neither are some of these rappers.